So I have to say that I invited myself to host the proceedings. Shweta is very shy and never likes to ask anyone to do anything for her. But I invited myself because I'm mainly a host and I just direct whenever I get some free time. And so I decided to do this because I love and adore Shweta and I have grown up with her. Both of us grew up and we got pretty close as children because we had one common factor. That was the bullying of Abhishek. We were both bullied, though we were both much older than Abhishek was. And I think Auntie Jay will tell us more stories than what she might remember. But I remember that we actually bonded when we were both tied to a tree trunk while the others were playing. Why we were tied to that tree trunk, only Abhishek will be able to tell you. And when I turned up to Shweta's birthday party in a Superman costume, though there was no theme that particular day, my mother, of course, was misinformed and sent me looking like Superman. So I have many, many memories of Shweta. But what I do know about Shweta is that she is an exceptional, exceptional talent. She's always stayed away from the spotlight, though everyone who's close to her and knows her well knows that possibly the best actor in the family is Shweta. Her ability to tell a story, her ability to narrate an incident, her ability to mimic many, many leading lights of the film industry, which they may never know of or never see because Shweta is that shy. And then finally, she turned author.
I knew she would do this. Since she was a child, I knew she would someday write. Mother's instinct.
All I can say for the moment is I'd endorse what Karan said a little earlier on, that she really is the best actor in the family. Every time we go through some kind of a moment in the day, during any event, there's always a little family meeting at the end of the event at home. And she takes over and does a takeoff on everyone that was present there. I do look forward to this evening when she will do a takeoff on tonight. Many a times we discuss, I do, the outcome of a film that I may have done or a film that she may have seen. And I have to say that she's always been right. When she says that a film is going to do well, it does well. When she says it's not going to do well, it turns out exactly right.
Do you remember the first thing you wrote?
The first things I actually remember writing were get well soon cards to my father when he was recuperating after his accident on the sets of Coolie. We weren't allowed to visit him, but every Friday we would sit down and make cards. So we would write him little reassuring cards, telling him that don't worry, we're fine, we're studying hard, and get well soon and come home soon.
You've dedicated Paradise Towers to your grandfathers.
Yes.
To the poet Harivansh Rai Bachchan and to the journalist Tarun Kumar Bhaduri.
That's right.
Could you tell us a little more about how these illustrious writers shaped you as a reader and as a writer?
So Raja, while growing up, we were always surrounded by literature. We were encouraged to read, not just by my grandfather, but also my grandmother. And there was always a huge influence of storytelling. My grandfather on every birthday wrote us a poem to each of his 6 grandchildren on their separate birthdays as a gift. And my Nana was very passionate and opinionated, about issues that were close to his heart. He was a very liberated man, and he always encouraged women to, go out there and do something and make something of their lives, as he did with his 3 daughters. So I think it's a mix of both of these things. They were always furiously scribbling away, both of them, whenever I visited them. So I think that left a huge impact in my mind.